Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me again today. I'm Robert Steven Munoz, and I'm here with Don't Just Cook. Why just cook when you can make a special moment just by putting a little bit of thought into it? So, what am I making today? You could take a look around. You can see some mascarpone cheese, some lady fingers, egg, sugar, got some orange peel, some chocolate, and some Delola Orange cocktail. So what is all this going to become? It is going to become a orange and chocolate tiramisu. So I was watching some Jennifer Lopez videos the other day. She was the star of World Pride in Washington, D.C. And I don't know, like something just like clicked into my head. She's a spokesperson for Delola cocktail beverage mix. And I think of her, she's so beautiful, she's so uplifting, she's so spirited, she's got so much energy. Tiramisu means, a pick-me-up. So why not make a tiramisu inspired by the beautiful and amazing Jennifer Lopez? So that's what we're gonna do today. We're going to do a orange zest, got some orange peels that we're gonna candy and dip into some dark chocolate to add a beautiful garnish to the top. We're gonna soak the lady fingers in the Delola Orange cocktail mix, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it comes out as delicious as it sounds. So let's get going. I have my stand mixer, so we're gonna mix the eggs and the mascarpone cheese and sugar in there. And you wanna make sure you have like a nice, beautiful vessel to put everything in when it's ready. So let's go ahead and start making some tiramisu.
Okay, let's get this going. Using my KitchenAid stand mixer, I am going to whip the mascarpone cheese to get it really nice and fluffy and super, super creamy. We're going to add in the sugar. I like to kind of just sprinkle a little bit in at a time, not dump it in all at once, to make sure we get a nice, even distribution, to make sure this has the perfect texture. And then we're going to add in the egg yolks. Again, I like to plop in one yolk at a time to make sure we have the perfect distribution. This mascarpone cream is going to come out so rich and buttery and creamy and fluffy. It's going to be delicious. I also like to add in just a little squirt of lemon juice. And anybody who bakes knows that scraping is key. So you always want to stop, scrape down the sides to make sure everything is mixing together wonderfully and you're getting that beautiful texture. All the flavors are distributed evenly. And this is what's going to really give you the perfect texture, the perfect consistency, and of course, amazing flavor. And this goes with, baking cakes, making any type of creams or custards. Scraping down the sides of your bowl while mixing is definitely something that's really, really important. I'm doing it on like a medium high speed at the end to make sure we get it nice and fluffy, and it is going to be just absolutely delicious. Look at this. You could just see right here how it just whipped up beautifully, and we have a perfect consistency to make this tiramisu.
Now that the creamy, delicious mascarpone cream is whipped and ready to go. Oh my God, silky, buttery. There's something really special about the mascarpone cheese. It's creamy, it's buttery, it's so buttery, so good. So we got that ready. So now it's time for the fun part, and that is the assembling. So we're gonna take our Delola crafted cocktail Orange, and we're gonna put some right into this bowl. About a cup's worth. If we need more, we can add more after, if we don't drink it in between. And we're gonna start by dipping the ladyfingers into there. I'm gonna put 2 in at a time. And you wanna make sure the ladyfingers get nice and soaked. Not to the point where they're like completely mushy, but you definitely don't want them to be dry, because that's gonna ruin the whole mouthfeel when you have your serving of your tiramisu. So we're gonna put a nice layer of the ladyfinger cookies on the bottom. If you've never had this beverage before, it's really amazing. Just keep it in the fridge. You could serve it over ice. You could serve it straight. It's really good. It's got a little bit of bubble to it, as you can see. Now I'm gonna break this one in half and fill in the holes. I have one more hole, so I need one more to soak. I'm going to break that one in half and squeeze it into that last little hole. Put it aside. And this is what you should look like. Now we're going to add a layer of that mascarpone. Now the cocoa powder that we're going to use to top this, you're not going to put on until you are ready to serve, because that's just going to melt in with all the moisture. Smooth that out. Got a little on the side here. And we're going to continue with multiple layers until we're all done. All right, last cookie going in. It's already broken. And pop that right in there, and we're going to pop this one right on. Oh yeah, so good. So again, if you haven't tried this before, it's actually orange and passion fruit flavor. So a perfect tropical, summery version of a tiramisu with these like fun fruity flavors, orange and passion fruit. Definitely think of summer, think of Miami. When I first met Jennifer Lopez years ago, it was when I was living and working in Miami. And so this is like the perfect match. So now we're gonna add that last layer of the mascarpone cream right on top. I like to put it right into the center. And then gently spread it out, not quite to the edge because it's going to run on its own a little bit, but I still want to see a little bit of those lady fingers peeking out. Don't want to waste any of this goodness. Although, you know, I'm sure you're tempted to, and I'm tempted to just lick the spoon right now, but I'm going to be polite. Swirl that, give that a nice little spread and swirl. I mean, how beautiful is that? So good. Smells amazing. So we're gonna pop this into the fridge, gonna cover it so it doesn't dry out. Pop it into the fridge, let it set, and while that's setting, we are going to candy our orange peels and then dip them in melted chocolate. See you at the stove.
Okay, now we are ready to prepare our orange peels. We're going to actually boil them twice in just some water for about 15-20 minutes each time. What this is going to do is this is going to really make sure they're nice and clean. It's going to help to tenderize them. It's going to help to get rid of any leftover pith and really prepare them for the candying. And then to candy the orange peels, you're going to do equal parts of water and sugar, and then slow cook them in a nice simmer to get that beautiful tender.
Okay, so our orange peels have been simmering for about 30 to 45 minutes until they're nice and translucent. And then I went ahead and let them cool in the sugar syrup for a little bit. And now we're gonna take them out and put them on this cooling rack. There's a little bit of parchment paper underneath. And we're gonna let these dry for a couple of hours until they're easier to manage and easier to handle. The best thing is probably like 8 hours, or even up to overnight. The longer the better, so they'll be easier to work with. So let's take them out and take a look. So you could have trimmed these so that they're all the same size and same shape and same width. I like something a little bit more, I guess, in a lack of better terms, a little more rustic or natural looking. I think it makes it a little bit more interesting to have them all different shapes and sizes, especially because we're going to be using these as a garnish on the top of the tiramisu. And the ones that are left over will just be enjoying to eat, so why not? All right. So we will temper our chocolate, and once these dries, we will dip them in that tempered chocolate, let them cool again, and then we'll be ready to serve our tiramisu. Well, now our orange slices are cooled and dried, so they are ready to dip into the chocolate. So I've got a double boiler going, or bain-marie, that some people like to call it. We have I'm doing dark chocolate because I like the bitterness of the dark chocolate paired with the sweet citrusy of the candied orange peels. So we're gonna add half this chocolate into the warm bowl, get that melted, then we'll add the second half in, spread around, get a nice tempered chocolate, and then we'll dip each one of these orange slices into that melted chocolate when it's ready. We'll let it cool, and then we'll be ready to decorate and serve our tiramisu. All right, let's do this.
Okay, we've got our double boiler going. You want to make sure that your water is not touching the bottom of your bowl. That's why I like to use a glass bowl so I can see when I put the bowl in if the water is touching it or not. You want to make sure the heat is about a medium heat. You don't want it too high so that it overboils. And then I like to stir it. You'd want to put in half your chocolate. In the first half, again, I'm using dark chocolate. Once that is nice and smooth and creamy, you can add in your second portion of chocolate. And that's when you're going to remove the chocolate from the heat, continues to stir it, and this is going to create that perfect melt temperature. So when you're dipping cookies or anything else, it's going to be perfect.
Now that our chocolate's all tempered, we're ready to dip. So I'm going to use our tweezer tongs, give it a little dip. And of course, I want some of the orange peel to show so people know exactly what they're biting into. Oh, I love this piece. That's going to be beautiful. And I did do a light dusting of granulated sugar to give it a little bit more texture, a little bit more sweetness. How pretty is that? I dipped it right on where the arc is. Now, like I said, I wanted to leave these a little rustic, but if you wanted something a little neater, a little prettier, you could definitely trim all of your orange slices to be all the same size and the same width. The smell of this chocolate and the smell of the orange peel. I can't wait till these cool off so I can try one. These are looking beautiful. I could tell the chocolate was tempered well. We're getting like a nice shine from the chocolate. That's what we want. Actually, I have a couple little more pieces here. I'm gonna dip them too, so I have something to snack on while we're assembling. All right, so we're gonna let those cool so that chocolate will firm up, and then we'll be ready to put our tiramisu together. Well, here we are. We're ready to go to put it all together. Our tiramisu has set beautifully, nice and firm. You can see the lady fingers amongst the layers of the mascarpone cream. Our candied oranges dipped in chocolate came out incredible. I had a couple lady fingers left over, so I went ahead and dipped them and drizzled them in some chocolate as well. I think that'll be a nice, beautiful, like little add-on on top. And I also picked up this Intense Orange by Lindt chocolate. So it's a beautiful dark chocolate with the orange flavor. You know what? Might as well be a little extra. Come on, why not? So we're gonna take a little bit of unsweetened cocoa powder. Take probably about a tablespoon and put it into a fine mesh. And we're just gonna tap this. Can we get that in there? Let's see, where are we? There we go. Let's put that out of the way. And we're just gonna tap this for a nice light dusting all over the top. Oh, that looks so pretty. Now we can place a couple of our lady fingers that we have dipped in chocolate. Make a nice little decoration here. Maybe a little chocolate wedge. This one is broken, so we're going to use it to stand up. Give us a little height. Isn't that pretty? Another little chocolate wedge. I mean, how yummy does that look? Oh, and what a shame. We have some left over. And there we have it. Our beautiful Delola inspired, JLo inspired tiramisu with chocolate covered candied oranges and ladyfingers on this beautiful mascarpone cream. So I'm gonna clean up and get ready to plate this so we can taste it. And there you have it, my Jennifer Lopez JLo inspired tiramisu made with Delola Spritz. So cheers and happy birthday, Miss JLo.